some weekends I just don't have big projects planned. And this weekend was one of them. Mainly because I kind of get burnt out every once in a while. Basically, I'm doing this every day after work, and I'm doing this on weekends every single weekend. And we've just had so much rain that I can't really get outside and enjoy myself at all. So, you know, when you start getting all those rainy days and everything gets kind of thrown together, you just want to kick back and relax and enjoy it, right? Especially when I get stuck inside and unable to do the outside projects I'd like to do. Heck, I can't even really put anything on the grill. We had one day of sunshine last week. So I thought this week I'd share something a little different with you. I'm going to share with you what happens when I really don't have any big projects planned. So it's a bunch of little things that I need to get done. Not that they need to be done right this minute, but it just kind of helps me prep for the next project, for the next thing that I'm going to do for the next weekend. So, yeah, that's what you're going to see this week. Ooh. Right, so I bought this ice chest because I have a couple of cheap Colemans that just don't seem to keep anything cold. And the last time I put any ice in here was about 4 or 5 days ago. Probably closer to 5 days. And it keeps everything cold. I got some bacon, cheese. Good salad to go with dinner tonight. More cheese. Onion. Use that tonight. This doesn't. So basically what I do is let this thing go until the ice is all melted. And as of last night, there was still ice in it. I'm going to run down to the truck real quick and grab the 2 bags I got for today. I put 2 bags in at a time. Hello, ladies. Kind of a cool ice chest. Like I said, it's called Arctic. Kind of a play on Arctic. It's got dual drain holes on here. These are 10-pound ice bags. Got that here. Where to put that? There it is. I just kind of use the bags to separate stuff. Tomorrow morning will be bacon and eggs for breakfast. Hello, ladies. Hey, relax. Shredded cheese for shredded cheese for breakfast in the morning, and then this is steak for dinner for tonight, and then some sour cream. Yeah, that's it. I'm looking forward to the day where I have a refrigerator again. I don't have to go through this hassle. I don't have to go through this hassle in the winter. I just freeze up some jugs of water. There we go. But that's it. That's the Arctic Works out great. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to start a burn pile today. This is the first sunny day we've had in probably a week. So I'm going to sit outside and kind of enjoy the sunshine, I think. Get the rest of the groceries out of the car and then maybe load up the back of the truck for a dump run. I've managed to keep the cabin pretty straight and organized. There's a kind of a mess over on the counter in the back right now, but I'll get that cleaned up. A lot of that's cookbooks. I'm glad we got the sunshine because I was down to about 48% on the OPS, and I'm still trying not to use the generator if at all possible. So that is like at 70% now, so it should be charged up by the end of the day, fully charged back up again. And then the battery for the lights is, I'm sure, charged up as well. Yeah, it's at 13.9, so it'll be completely charged up before the end of the day. But I cleaned up and organized this whole section here. I kind of showed that at the end of last week. Let me spin the camera around and show you what else I did. It's kind of hard to tell here with the offset light coming in the windows, but I cleaned up most of this. This is the sink that's going to go in the kitchen. So yes, I have a kitchen sink in my living room. This is going to be a fishing box, so all the stuff that was over on the other side here, I'm getting ready to put it all in the trailer. I kind of organized and cleaned all that up yesterday. And my plan for this weekend is twofold. I'm going to grout the floor, get that done. Well, multiple fold. I'm going to grout the floor, get that done, get the back wall set up and ready to go. Let me spin that camera around so I can show you what I'm talking about here. Okay. Close the door so that way we don't have the contrast of light. So I'm going to get this grouted. I'm going to get the back wall here finished all the way to the edge. I want to pick some trim up so that I can get it lined out and ready to go for the stone that's going to go on the back. I moved the wood stove over to here, kind of cleaned all this stuff up. I still need to move some stuff around and get some stuff cleaned out, but most of this is going in the trailer. The table and stuff will all go in there. So this will all be cleaned up and finished, and I'm probably going to work on trim. So I'm going to trim out the window this weekend in the kitchen and get that done. I'll probably trim out the kitchen ceiling this weekend. It'll be a lot of finishing stuff up, little odds and ends for what I've got to do here. And then, like I said, one dry day today, and then it's supposed to rain again tomorrow. It's supposed to rain on Sunday. I'm thinking Sunday night for dinner I'm going to make a big old meatloaf. Now that I have an oven, I'm going to do a meatloaf, and then I can have meatloaf leftovers on Monday. I can have meatloaf sandwiches open face on Tuesday. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm going to enjoy the heck out of that. I haven't really used it this month or this week. I haven't really cooked anything, and mainly that's because I still don't have refrigeration, so leftovers are kind of a hassle. But yeah, I've kind of been spending the whole week piddling around and cleaning stuff up. Beer bottles, I'll put those in the trailer. I do brew beer. I have a video before. I brew beer originally from just straight grain. I start from grain and mash it and everything, but I did kits the last time, so there's a video on a kit that I did earlier. Maybe I'll try and tag it up here for you. But for now, I need to get the rest of the stuff out of the truck, get that cleaned up, and I'm going to sit outside and enjoy a little bit of this weather, this wind. I like it with the sun. Oh, I installed that last night too. You see that piece of white on the bottom of the door there? That's the door trim. So no more wind blowing underneath the door. Right? It worked out pretty well. I might need to make an adjustment or two on it still, but not much, because it's sealing the whole thing. That's my main concern, is to make sure I don't have any drafts coming in here this winter. So we went from being super, super clean to super, super messy on this counter. I need to get that taken care of today, because I'm not gonna. This happened yesterday. I'm not gonna stand for that. But all those books right there are cookbooks, and I mean, some of them are 50, 60 years old, from old commercial baking companies, and then recipes from my dad. But this is Fleischmann's bakery formulated recipes from Fleischmann yeast. An old Pillsbury Harvest Time pie book, R&H muffin mix and cream cake guide, Baker's Aid recipes, and then some stuff I got from my mom. I ordered this online. I need to go through that. I've had that for years. But cast iron baking, right? Yeah, yum. And then Bread Bible, a new complete book of breads. I'm going to devour that one as well. 101 Things to Do with a Dutch Oven. And this one kind of holds a special place in my heart. And I have the original printing of this as well, but my dad gave me this. The Baker's Manual from Joseph Amendola. And for commercial baking, this thing is literally the bakery Bible. It's incredible. But it's kind of cool. This is the sense of humor my family has. My father wrote in here, on May 17th, my birthday in 1988. Sean, you are a loser in life. You're never going to amount to anything, and you'll never be a baker. Your father. I think a lot of times when we do projects like this, or me for sure, but when you get into something that you don't know and you want it to be right, you overthink it. I'm guilty of that. I am so guilty of that. I've mentioned it before. I need to start. There's some projects I want to get done, and my biggest hurdle during this whole thing is I try to be better at something than I am. And I'm doing something that's brand new, and I expect myself to be as good as a professional, and I'm not. And I get better, I learn more, but that comes from years of experience, and I don't have years of experience doing most of these projects. So I kind of mentioned the book about the Baker's Manual from my dad for another reason. My dad had a rule of thumb that he called the KISS rule, K-I-S-S. And for those of you that know, you're laughing right now. And that for those of you that don't know, let me explain to you what the KISS rule is. My dad's nickname for me was Stupid. His nickname for my brothers, myself, all of our friends was Stupid. So, and we never took offense to that, because that's just how we were raised, and we knew he loved us all. So he would always look at us and say, "Hey, Stupid," and the whole room of young guys would all turn around and look at him, because we all thought he was talking to us. But the KISS rule is, keep it simple, stupid. And I do not keep it simple, stupid. So I need to get back into the KISS rule, and I think that's going to help me get a long way in what I have left to do here on this project. So I want to do the woodshed outside, but it's raining and it's nasty, and I don't think I'm going to play around in that. We've got like a 90% chance of rain today, and it's already been raining, and we got like an 80% chance of rain tomorrow. And then Monday, Tuesday look like they're going to be drier days, so I can do some work outside after work on that. But there's a lot of interior stuff that I need to do, but it's going to require using a saw, and I'm not using a saw in the house if I can avoid it. I'm getting tired of cleaning up sawdust and junk, right? Keep it simple, stupid. So I'm going to swing by the Big W store, and that's what I'm going to call it. Everybody knows the Big Orange store. Everybody knows the Big Blue store, right? When I say those, if you buy it, do any home improvement stuff yourself, you know who I'm talking about. The Big W store is Walmart. I'm pretty sure that they'll have the item that I need to be able to keep working outside even when it rains. I had one before. For a few years, it collapsed. I'm going to go ahead and pick another one up. Not only that, but it'll allow me to sit outside. I really want to get a lot of this trim stuff done inside if I can. But I also really want to get this wood stove started. I've got a plan. I think I mentioned it a minute ago. I've got a plan for how I'm going to run this up, and thanks to the KISS rule, it'll work a lot easier. And I won't have to reinvent the wheel. And I think a lot of times I try to do that as well too. So I'm going to head to town, pick that stuff up, and then we'll get back out here and start working. Got a late start this morning. I woke up the first time at 2:30, and it's my day off. I'm not waking up at 2:30. So I just said, forget it, went back to sleep, and I woke up again at 6:30. By the time I had coffee and, sitting outside before the rain moved in, it was 7:30. Then I watched Simple Living Alaska put up a high tunnel. Now it was 9:30, right? It's 9:30 right now. So let's get this day started. But I'm going to just keep working all day long today. I'm just going to keep piddling around and see what we can get done on a piddle around weekend after I finish my coffee. All right, I had one of these before. They had one right when I walked in the door that was like $57. This cost $91. But this has straight legs and they're adjustable. The one by the door didn't. They had the angled legs and they're not adjustable. So I bought another one of these. I bought a couple of chairs because the granddaughter and the daughter are coming up, and because the granddaughter's coming up, I bought a booster seat for the truck too for her, so she'll be all set. Also got her, because every little girl should have a box of crayons at Grandpa's house. So I bought her a box of crayons and bought Grandpa some shirts, some t-shirts. So we're set as far as that goes. Nice. And it's still raining. If I used some common sense, I would have done a lot of this part. And I did part of it before it was all cured. But I just want to make sure as I get ready to run the grout here that I'm going to have a nice line for the grout to go into. Okay, let's see how this is going to go. So I've got a clean bucket right here, and I've got the dirty bucket right there, and I'll use that to clean the sponge off as I go. But one of the things I saw was make sure that you water the tile down before you start. Imagine that has something to do with making it easier to get the grout off. And then I went with this pre-mixed grout. It's called Simple Grout, and the shade that I've got here is Natural Gray. I thought that would work out pretty well here. I don't know how well I'm going to do on this. That's not bad. Go over it at an angle that you won't pull the grout back out again. And this trowel is a lot different than the other trowels that I was using, because this one is got a rubber back on it, so it's got a little bit of give and push. Kind of working it into that groove and forcing it down in there, and then coming back and cleaning up the lines a bit, and getting rid of any extra I may have on there. This is going to go pretty straightforward. So just to get rid of the haze that I have. And this is a grout sponge. So I go into the dirty bucket here. Over here to get this grout off. And then back into the clean bucket if I want to get the next thing done. But this is kind of moist right now, so I'm going to do a bigger section. I was concerned that I was going to be setting up much faster than I wanted to. So let me get the rest of this grouted up, and then we will be right back, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, not bad, but I didn't think this through as far as I should have. Nothing new for Sean, right? I need to get out that door so I can dump this bucket, and then go over it again to try and get rid of as much haze off of here as I possibly can before it has a chance to set up. I'm going to dump these buckets outside, and then we will do this again. All right, I've gone over it like 4 times right now. Let's see if I can get it to... I mean, you can't really see where the haze would be. It would be more, I think, noticeable over here than it is over here. But I'm going to go over it. I'm going to let it sit for a couple of minutes. There's some I can see right in here. I'm going to let it sit for a couple of more minutes, and then I'm probably going to go ahead and just do it again. Just to clean it off one last time and make sure it's nice and good. But that's the floor grouted. And I'll get you a picture from the other side where I have that light shining down. I like it. It turned out nice. It turned out nice. It was not as difficult as I thought it was going to be. So there it is, all grouted and wiped down. I'm going to wipe it down again here in a couple of minutes. I kind of want to let the grout lines cure a bit. That's what the gray grout line looks like in between. I think it turned out really nice. I just want to make sure I don't have a ton of haze on here when I'm done. So I'm going to let that dry out, air out for a couple of minutes, and then I'll go ahead and hit it one more time. But that should be the end of the tile project here, except for obviously the trim that goes around it. And I'm going to wait to do that until after I get this sorted with what I'm going to do here, because that's going to make a difference on where the trim's going to go, I think. We'll see. But no, overall, yeah, nice. I like it. I like it a lot. I'll tell you what, for whatever reason, the zucchini's going crazy now. Holy smokes. All the zucchini, this zucchini, the other zucchini, the third zucchini are all going nuts, and then one of the acorn squash plants are going nuts. I don't expect to get anything out of them. It's just nice to see something green on the deck. Call it 17 3/8. The wrong piece? Yep, that's the wrong piece. That is the right piece. So the other thing I did off camera, because Will was over, old brother Will, was I got this leveled out. So it's perfect this way. It's perfect this way. And I checked it inside as well. So a lot of times when you level these out, that's probably the best place for you to level it, is on the inside. So you go at an angle corner to corner. And then you go at an angle corner to corner, and I'm dead center where I need to be. And I knew I wasn't when I cooked up a steak the other night on here. I could see it flow in one direction or the other. It's just easier to do with two people. You know, one guy says, hey, a little up here, a little down there, while the other guy's on the floor. Either that or you're going up and down and up and down and up and down. So that is done. And then a meatloaf, and then dinner. I think that's going to be close to it for this weekend. The rest of this, here, 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 and down at the bottom, we'll all get this mesh tape as well. It worked really well. I mean, it was super, super stable when I was done with it down here. But I'm more than likely going to hold off on starting this because I don't want to have all that cut stuff around my granddaughter's here. So I'm probably going to start working on the wood stove. Probably going to start working on the chimney. Now that I have this floor in right here, I know exactly the elevation that needs to be for this pipe that's going to go up and in. I know what that needs to be now. So it didn't really matter outside. I could still do what I got to do outside. But like I said earlier with the KISS rule, I'm going to keep it simple, stupid, right? Sean, look in the mirror. Keep it simple, stupid. Quit trying to reinvent the wheel. So I'm probably going to start working on this later on this week. I need to kind of lay it out like I did the plumbing pieces and figure out what I'm missing. And I'm not missing any pipe, and I'm not missing anything that I need to run this. What I am missing is I'm missing some of the clamps that go on the sections of pipe that clamp together. I want to make sure I have enough of those. I can get those at Trustworthy Hardware in town. And then I need to order some of the clamps that will hold it against the building. They get screwed into the building and then clamped around the pipe to stop the pipe from like if this is the wall, to stop the pipe from doing this kind of sway here, right? So it's just a clamp that goes in right here. But yeah, nice. I'm getting excited for meatloaf. I'm gonna head over to Brother Will's, get a shower and a shave, and then I'll come back and we'll start cooking dinner. All right, everybody's got their own recipe for this. Actually, let me start the oven, get it preheated. That is nice. So everybody's got their own recipe for meatloaf, and I kind of stick with one that I grew up with. It's pretty traditional. Come on. There we go. We're going to go with 1.5 pounds of ground beef. I pretty much only ever buy 80/20. I don't buy lean ground beef because I don't think lean ground beef has any flavor. I think it tastes dry. Good old-fashioned Lowry seasoning salt. My mom used to use this all the time. I'll give it a pretty good shot of that. I'm a huge fan of oregano, so let's throw a little bit of oregano in there because oregano and beef just go together. Then we'll hit it with some garlic because garlic. Then we'll hit it with some salt. I only ever use kosher salt. And then coarse ground black pepper, because why would you put pepper in something unless you could taste it when it was done? And then panko, because I didn't have any regular breadcrumbs, we'll go with about that much. It's about 1/2 cup. And then, make sure I don't have anything sitting in my oven. I don't. I just have the temperature gauge. I need a couple of fresh butt nuggets from the ladies. And there's only one real way to mix hamburger. And there's only one real way to mix meatloaf. And that's just get your hands in there and do it. The breadcrumbs act as a binder. The eggs help. I'm just going to mix this all up. And then if it feels a little bit too moist, I'll add some more breadcrumbs to it. I almost forgot an ingredient. A lot of times I'll use fresh onion. I'll dice it up and I'll throw it in there and let it cook with. But I don't have any fresh onion, so I have these minced onion, dry, dehydrated stuff. We'll throw those in there. And they'll rehydrate up with the juices from the meatloaf, from the beef as it's starting to cook. Give it a good mix. Get everything together. Looking beautiful, feeling incredible. There's nothing like the feeling of mixing this stuff with your hand. When we were kids, now if this was fresh ground beef, right, that I got from the store, rather than the packaged stuff, my mom would make this and then she would freak out because she'd turn around and my brothers and I would eat half of it before it even got cooked. We'd just grab a handful of it with a raw egg and the raw ground beef, and we'd just start munching on it and she'd freak out. You animals, get out of my kitchen! Oh, it smells good. It smells good, but I think I'm going to give it a little bit more on the panko, and then another round of the spices as we go. Again, another thing you can add to this is milk. I don't have milk. I have no way to keep milk cold, and honestly, I don't drink milk, so Get all my vitamin D from, all my calcium from cheese, pretty much. Got that. Let's give another little pinch of salt. I think we'll do another shot of garlic in there. I mean, if you don't soup it up right, it's just going to be a hamburger when it's done, and then we don't want that. If I wanted hamburger, I'd be cooking hamburger right now. There we go. You can add whatever you want to it. Meatloaf is awesome like that. All right, to go with, we're going to do mashed potatoes, right? Because I love mashed potatoes. But I'm not going to go through the hassle of making them from scratch. I only do that when I have a bunch of people at the house. So these Idahoan are awesome. Super simple too. 2 cups of boiling water. And then once I bring the water to boil, I pour these in, mix it up, throw in a little pat of butter to go with, and close the lid on it and let them soak up, and then whip them up real good. If you didn't know, a pint is 2 cups. So the way that my dad taught me was a pint is a pound the world around. So a pint would be 16 ounces. Well, this is, one of these waters is 16.9 fluid ounces. So honestly, if I just take that water and leave myself about an ounce in there, I have 2 cups. The reason why I had to do that is because I can't find my measuring cup. I know it's here somewhere, but we're not there yet, organizational wise. And we're gonna do these buttery home styles to go with, and I probably won't do a veggie. I have a bunch of veggies, but I don't think I'm gonna do a veggie with this tonight. I think I'm just gonna do mashed potatoes and meat. That sounds yummy to me. I'm not gonna do gravy either. See where we're at here. We are just over 300 degrees, so we're getting close. And then I'll put that in, and then we've got some time to waste. If you're gonna do a glaze on top of this, everybody does like a ketchup glaze. So basically it's ketchup, brown sugar, and Worcestershire sauce. So I would also sprinkle some Worcestershire sauce in with this. I might have a jar of that around somewhere, or a bottle of that around somewhere. I just don't know where I have it right now. So we're gonna go pretty basic here. All the flavor is gonna be from the herbs that are inside, and then I might top it with a mustard, because I thought I had some barbecue sauce, but I don't see any in the pantry, because I don't use barbecue sauce that much either. I don't see any in the pantry, and I didn't see any in the ice chest out there. I don't want to use maple syrup, so I might make something with a little bit of mustard to glaze the top of it with. Because I kind of like putting mustard on my meatloaf anyway. I'm a big mustard fan. Yellow, the good old-fashioned yellow mustard here. Oh, and I do have an onion, but I couldn't use it because I'm saving it for the apocalypse. Apparently. All right. Just going to set it right here on the middle. We're not quite at 350 yet, but that's all right. We'll get there. Make sure that I still have a flame going down there. Yep, I'm still learning the nuances of this oven. So we'll pop that in there. I'm going to set it for 50 minutes. This is pretty cool. Kitchen timer, right? And close the Pro. So basically I just take this and scroll it all the way around until I get to 50. And then hit start. There are so many apps for phones. It is just awesome. All right. So now we wait. I'm not going to bother making mashed potatoes till after the meatloaf is completely done. So for now, though, I don't need all of these lights in here. We'll turn those off because the sun has finally come out and I'm going to enjoy a beer on the deck. Where are we at on this? Pulling in 85 watts, we're at 97%. If this keeps up, I'll be at 100% in time for dinner. I know it looks prettier when you got something on top of it, but trust me, it's going to be delicious. Okay, so don't try this at home, this part, because I have pretty crazy strong hands when it comes to things. Put that back on the stove. Oh, I should probably save that for him. I could probably wrap that back up in it. Let's see how we did here, shall we? Look at that. Nice. Gotta give it a taste test, right? Oh, I nailed that. Oh, that is so delicious. Okay. Oh. Let's go a couple of slices, maybe 3 for dinner. Right, and then a plate. Get those on there. And I need some taters. And of course, we'll do a little more butter. And we'll do some cracked pepper. Oh, so I didn't get a whole lot done this week. We got the dry tent set up outside so I could work when it's raining, because it just doesn't seem like it wants to stop raining this year. Got the rest of that wall ready to go. I still have to trim it in and put a ledger board on the bottom for where I'm going to start the tile on that, but I think I'm going to work on pipe for the wood stove next. I did get the entire tile floor grouted, so that's done. But sometimes I just can't get as much done as I really want to get done. Not enough hours in the day. Nah, not enough time in Sean's schedule. So, thank you guys as always for watching. I'm Sean in Alaska. Have yourself a great day today. Have a great week. That's going to make an incredible sandwich. That's going to make a fantastic sandwich. I'll do some gravy and maybe do it open-faced on that garlic sourdough. Oh, yeah, that sounds delicious. I don't even think I'm going to eat this.